Warning: we are not Japanese, so if we mispronounce any names, we do apologize in advance. This podcast will discuss, in many details, many adult themes that is not for anyone under the age of 18. If you are easily offended or do not want to hear people discuss topics involving sex, taboo topics, and other adult activities with harsh language, you have the option of turning the podcast off now. You have been warned.
What's up, everybody, to another episode of Hentai to Listen. I am Jarrett.
I'm Matt.
We are back again.
We're back. It's the dinosaur show.
What a dark ending that was.
Holy shit. That show was for kids.
I know. What a dark ending that was. Well, was it the same? What was the chain? It was like a three-parter, wasn't it? Like
it was like
the boss man ate like the last two of these insects, and then.
Yeah, I don't remember all the deals, but it was like he like loses his job or something like that because the company shuts it down. If I'm remembering this all correctly, I haven't seen this for a long time.
Yeah,
and that was like the focus of one episode, and then like the second episode was everyone's getting affected by this shit, and like it's awful outside, like the weather's changing. And then, like, the third one, they're like, oh, we're going to make the best of the situation. And then, like, there's a news broadcast or some shit where they're like, there's something in the sky, or, like, the weather is changing drastically, and we have no more food. And I'm like, oh, okay. In a show about dinosaurs.
Yeah, because I remember there's, like, you know, these weird creatures, you know, their last two, the boss ate them.
Yeah, like, the boss eats them or some weird
and
shit
then,
happens.
next thing I know, that company is trying to fix something, so they blow up a volcano, and dust shoots up in the sky, and then nuclear winter. And that's, I can't remember if that was in Succession.
It's basically nuclear winter that happens, is what I'm referring to with, like, the weather. I don't remember it because I haven't seen the show in forever, but, yeah, like, shit goes awful for everybody, and they're like, oh, let's just make the best of it because we're a sitcom and blah, blah, blah. And then, like, the last episode is like, we're all going to fucking die.
No.
They're very casually on a news broadcast. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's what I want to hear in my children's show about dinosaurs.
You know what I miss? Married with Children. This morning, I flipped on, and there was an episode of Married with Children. Holy shit. This show is awesome.
That. Yeah, even back in the day,
this show is
awesome.
It would not work today.
No, would not work at all.
Would not work today.
Nope.
Not with so many SJWs.
Ridiculously oversensitive people.
But also, I couldn't remember, but I know he was a shoe salesman.
Yes.
But he earned a lot of money.
Yeah, no, he had like a good house. His wife didn't work. His kids were fine.
Yeah.
So it's like just the times are so different in that show.
And
they're always like, and I don't remember it being a focal point of him being like, oh, we're short on money. I don't know if we're going to be able to afford anything. He's just like, man, I wish I made more. And that was like his primary complaint. He's like, I wish I worked less and made more. I'm like, this isn't a conflict. That's what everybody wants.
Yeah. And the episode I was watching, Darcy, the next door neighbor.
Darcy. I fucking love Darcy.
Was trying to get Al to sell his car, and for her upcoming or potential boss.
Yeah.
And it was a Dodge, and like, you know what? I'll sell it for $20,000. $20,000. It's like I forgot the conversation, but it's like, dude, it's $20,000. That's a lot of money for you. I'm like, what? Then again, I'm like,
when you do like inflation and all that stuff, like, yeah, sure, I guess, but like we've seen your house. I can't imagine your neighbor doesn't have a house pretty similar to yours.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you're all living comfortably.
Suburban Chicago.
Yeah, suburban Chicago. It's not like y'all are struggling.
No. So, yeah, that.
Yeah, it's very weird when you like go back and watch some of those old shows and they're like, oh, we bought this like really expensive thing for like $100, and they're like, wow, that's like half my life savings. And nowadays you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Speaking of old school media, guess what happens in 12 years from now? You remember back in, I think it was 5 years ago, you know how they did Back to the Future, that date. Well, 12 years from now, we're going to be it's gonna occur to us. The Demolition Man, the future of Demolition Man, is gonna be upon us.
Is it 2041
32.
or 2032? Is
Yeah,
it? I
yeah.
thought it was like 2000.
No.
Oh no, that's like when the movie opens. They're like in the futuristic year of 1990, and I'm like, you were way off.
So yeah, and so in 12 years we're gonna be in.
Yep, we're gonna have the three seashells. Taco Bell is gonna win the franchise wars. I want a movie about that, by the way.
What?
The franchise wars that happens in
Dude.
Demolition Man.
That'd be hilarious. I can.
Like, what does that mean? Was it corporate espionage and they just bought all the stock? Did like fast food like go extinct? What happened? What does the franchise wars mean?
Yeah. They never explain that.
No, we never explain. Same with the three seashells.
Never
explain it.
Oh,
I fucking hate Rob Schneider. He doesn't know how to use the three seashells. And he's if I was Stallone, even though I know it's a movie and I'm acting next to him, every fiber of my being not to punch Rob Schneider in the fucking face for laughing.
But still, I mean, I don't see this society heading in that direction.
No,
I really don't.
Not unless Dennis Leary leads some kind of rebellion, but you know, whatever. Will he? I don't know.
And then,
I want high cholesterol.
And then 12 years ago, obviously we had the Olympics at Beijing.
Mm-hmm.
The writer's strike, which pissed the fuck out of me.
You're gonna have to narrow that down. We've had like 87 writer's strikes in the past like 30 years.
No, do you ever watch Heroes?
Yeah, loved Heroes.
That's when the season 2 sucked.
Yeah, and that's when the writer's strike happened. I felt so bad for Heroes. I was like, this is so cool. I love this. Oh, this could like overtake Lost in like popularity if we keep on this trajectory.
Was it? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like penned to like be the next big cultural show, like Game of Thrones was, like, and all that shit. You know, you can find a show that a majority of the population watches every so often when one ends, and like that was gonna be it. And then season 2 just blowed, and I was like, oh well, that's not gonna happen now, is it?
No.
Just fucking depressing. I was so sad about that. And then they tried to reboot Heroes like a handful of years ago, and I was like, yeah. And then I watched an episode. I was like, stop what you're doing.
Yeah, it was
please
bad.
don't continue.
It was bad.
Awful.
And I was reading an article about what's his face from Drumline, the only black guy in Heroes.
The one black man.
The reason why he didn't come back because I guess the writers were racist or something like that.
Oh, I believe it.
And then and part of the article, it's like heroes that jumpstart actors Zachary Quintino and Hayden Panettiere. I'm like, hold up. I can understand Zach.
Yeah, I understand Zach.
But Hayden?
No, not at all.
Maybe up to this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what was she in before? I can't remember what was she in.
It was a big thing, and I feel so bad I can never remember.
Yeah. But after that, it's like
have you been in anything worthwhile? I'm not going to say you haven't been in things.
No.
But like something that's like made headlines outside of being mediocre.
Yeah. No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, the only person that made out of that was Zachary and what's his face from This Is Us.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
I can't remember either. I feel awful when I can't remember actors' names when I enjoy their work. I always feel so bad about that.
Wait, no, that's not the dude from Rocket Jump, is it? Hero.
No.
No. I know his real name is actually Hero.
Yeah.
Is
that racist that we compare the two because they're Asian? Probably. I don't
Probably.
Really care.
I mean, I know he had a couple of spots in Scrubs.
It's so funny that he's like been in stuff or has had like A-list celebrities like be part of his sketches. It just blows my mind that that's like what YouTube can do for you.
Yeah.
Mexican standoff is like the greatest thing ever.
I've seen that so many
times. You mean
times.
the drone that I just hacked? You mean the hacker whose wife I'm sleeping with? No! Impossible! That marriage is rock solid.
I guarantee you he's not. I've been hitting that for 6 months. Oh my god.
And there's one of them turns into a gun at the fucking end. So dumb.
Dude, you were a gun for a second.
gun.
No, was it? No.
You were a gun for a second. What?
No,
What are you talking about?
I'm a human being. Well, now he's crying like a little girl. Okay.
No, impossible.
I miss video game high school.
You know, I thought I missed it, and then I rewatched it, and then I was like, this was okay for a bit. I was kind of into it, and then it does what every show does and just loses it.
Yeah, I kind of stopped watching after.
Like, I like the first, I think it's like 3 or 4 seasons. I like the first 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's when it really was in its groove, and they weren't, like, too big to fail and stuff like that. And then it got, like, popular, and, like, I'm trying to think of the way to, it's not like the underground, but it got popular in some communities, and then they're just, like,
too mainstream.
Yeah, too main. And I hate saying that shit.
Yeah.
But when you become, like, the reason Video Game High School worked is because it was made by people who wanted to put that kind of culture into the mainstream and see what would happen if that's how, like, how society went. Instead of sports being the biggest thing, like, what if we dedicated schools and scholarships and all these things to esports and shit? And that's the cool concept. And, you know, the characters were likable and, I don't want to say believable because...
Except for Felicity. I mean, I know I like redheads, but for her...
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And you know, the characters all had chemistry, and they're as believable as they could be for that world. They hit the trope boxes pretty hard on some of them, and it makes me roll my eyes. Like the bully characters, like, really, there's bullies at a fucking video game high school. Are we being fucking serious right now? This is how you introduce conflict when... Oh, it's like Shokugeki. It's like, do we really need a council of evil people when literally you bake conflict into the concept of the school and the series as a whole of, like, to pass and keep going and advancing, you need to win competitions. There's a conflict right there. You don't need a fucking bully or evil antagonist. I'm sorry, you don't.
Yeah, I stopped reading that once they introduced quote-unquote evil cooks.
like
underground cooks.
Yeah, it was like, or like the evil council, or like the guy took over the school and he's like, I'm gonna run things now and this is how it's going. I'm like,
okay, this
is so unnecessary. You literally have conflict built into your fucking story. We don't need this. It's ridiculous.
Like, these cooks for mafias. I'm like, who the
these guys
fuck
have
cares?
cooked for mafias. You introduced me to a fucking student who is like a god tier cook. What do I care that this motherfucker cooked for the mafia? What does that do for him? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And like Video Game High School, like same shit. Like every other season, there's like a new villain or some like weird conflict that happens. I'm like, we don't need this at all. It's so unnecessary. Just to do well in the school and to like stay in the program and shit, you have to perform. There's a conflict.
Yeah.
That's it. You spice it up a little bit by having like, oh wow, we have to go against this like billionaire school that like you pay to get in, and like they have like augmentation and they give you the best equipment and all this shit, and like, oh man, or like shit like that.
Yeah.
But that's all you need. You don't need like, oh, I'm gonna bully you because I don't like you or some shit. Like, you all play fucking video games. I would fight all of you and kick your asses up and down the hallway, and I weigh 120. I would kick your ass up and down the hallway if you fucking approached me like that. Fuck you. Go play your fucking game of Counter-Strike. Go lose your fucking score. Cry in the fucking corner, you bitch.
You know, that actually reminds me of Grandma's Boy. Like,
oh my, that's another movie I haven't seen in so long. I miss Grandma's Boy. Grandma smoked all my weed.
That's a perfect score. That's a good thing, right?
That's a good thing, right?
Oh
God.
That's actually a good working environment.
I really like Grandma's Boy. Now that I think about it, that was a funny shit. A funny movie.
Oh, but anyway, so yeah, that.
God, I hate unnecessary conflict and shit. It's so much.
So in case you guys haven't heard, for if you guys care,
or if you care to give this dumb motherfucker attention.
So, Jake Paul has another fight coming up. This is what, fourth? Yes, fourth.
Fourth.
His fourth, and he finally probably going to get his major payday well, I think both of these guys are. He's going to up and going to
on
get
top of his other 3 major paydays.
yeah. He's going up against what's his nick? Anyway, Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather.
I was going to say money. What,
I
Floyd?
can't remember what his fucking nick. I think
Anyway.
he's had like 3.
Yeah. But yeah, he's going up against Floyd Mayweather. Now, prior to this, for those I like Undisputed and I like listening to Shannon Sharp.
Mm-hmm.
But when Jake went up against Nate Robinson, he made it about race.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
Super unnecessary. No one had any kind of reading of undertone about that. No one was talking about it. There weren't whispers about it. And then just all of a sudden, they're like, it's about race. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I mean, just because I'm like, first of all, Nate Robinson is, well, no, I was going to say ex B-ball, but no, he's, I guess, minor league or G League. He's in the G League associated with, I think it was the Wizards. Point is, he has no boxing experience. At all. And he's going up against Jake Paul, who has been boxing for quite a while, been training as a boxer, actually been in 2 matches. Granted, he did lose both times, but he still has.
He still boxed.
He still has.
Still has training as a boxer. As much as I don't like the guy, he's put effort forth to do this.
Yeah.
It's not like, I mean, the first one was kind of a gimmicky bullshit, but
yeah.
After that, he's like, I'm making a shit ton of money. Let me actually put forth to do this.
And then, you know, he TKO. Was it a TKO or was it just a KO?
I think it was TKO.
Okay. Yeah, so he TKO'd Nate Robinson. Next thing you know, oh man, Nate Robinson, you lost you represent the whole black race.
Yeah,
like I can't believe you let this kid.
I was kind of sitting there. I was like,
what?
I was like, Jake Paul doesn't represent all white people, so like, what?
I'm like I said, Jake is younger by 10 years.
By a lot.
By 10 years, he has in-ring experience. He has, like I said, he has been practicing. And if you looked at Nate Robinson, he's not as athletic as he once was.
No, 10 years or yeah. God, when was the last time? Yeah, he was not.
Yeah.
Not
I mean, if you
highest caliber shape compared to what he could have been.
So, but yeah, now I want to know how much these guys are getting paid, especially Floyd. I mean, I know they're probably dead even.
A lot.
Probably, yeah, just to box Jake Paul.
Yeah.
'Cause
I wonder if they're going to make more than the Pacquiao fight. Probably not, because that was like national news.
Yeah, well, it's that and Connor was national news.
That's true.
Because what did he get?
More than all of them making my fucking
I
list.
I know.
That's all I care about.
Because I can't remember which one. Because he got $50 million for, I can't remember if it was the Connor or the Pacquiao one.
I think it was like about that for both. I think.
Was it?
Roughly that, I want to say. They both made everyone made a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
I mean, bottom line, for as unpopular as boxing has become, it is still money.
No, there was, like, I guess there was that big resurgent when Tyson and what's his face?
Oh God.
Fury, or is that Tyson Fury? Is that his full name?
I don't know.
Anyway, point is, yeah, that second round kind of made that big resurgent.
Yeah.
Of boxing, because they said, I don't think there's ever going to be a big heavyweight match as the one that just happened last year since, fucking Tyson. That Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson. But who knows? I want to know where this is going to take place.
No idea, actually.
Probably, like, the Vegas is probably the only spot, really.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of
Yeah, it's probably going to be Vegas. It'll probably be Vegas. All I remember is some of the funny headlines that were coming when Mayweather and Paul announces. By the way, Logan, or it's Jake, right? Yeah, it's Jake. You know that, yeah, because Logan's fucking. No, I'm pretty sure it's Logan because Jake's the younger one and he's a fucking train wreck.
I thought Jake was the one boxing.
Maybe he is. I don't know, but
damn
I'm
Paul. Damn twins.
It's fucking one of them.
Damn. No, Jake's the one boxing.
Is it Jake? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, either way, but yeah, it was. What's the dude that is the big boys at the UFC? Dana White, is that his name?
UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dana White.
Dana White. He was like, "This is a fucking absolute embarrassment and a fucking joke," and I was like, "I don't know, Dana. there's been some shit that's happened in the UFC that some people would consider a fucking joke, so
yeah.
I don't know."
Oh wait, no, I take that back.
I mean, obviously, I don't, support the Paul brothers at all, because they both kind of fucking annoy me. But
okay, I'm looking at the new. I just typed in Jake Paul, and this just dropped 2 hours ago.
Ooh, what's the news?
Jake Paul has proof his $50 million McGregor offer is real as fuck, so he might be facing.
Oh, okay, so it's like
McGregor right after fucking
Mayweather.
Mayweather. Jeez.
I honestly hope McGregor takes it super seriously and isn't just like, oh, this is a fun exhibition fight that we're gonna do and everything, and we're just gonna bank a bunch of money. I honestly hope he just beats the shit out of him. I really hope.
I don't know.
Will he? Probably not.
I don't know, cause
I super doubt it.
Depending on how this match is gonna go down, who knows? Cause remember.
Mm-hmm.
Dude got his butt kicked by Mayweather, and he's not. McGregor's not a boxer.
As much as he wanted to pretend he was.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna kick Mayweather's ass. I don't think you understand what that word means, McGregor.
Maybe if it was an octagon fight, maybe.
Yeah, maybe an octagon.
But I'm pretty sure Floyd would not go in an octagon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mayweather would be like, no,
I'm not doing that.
Fucking dumb.
I'm not doing.
I want to punch people, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually quite curious.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I would love to watch it, but at the same time,
I'm not gonna watch it. Honestly, I don't give a shit. I don't fucking care about anything. But they're making so much money for shit that I consider really stupid. But that happens all over the world all the time, so I can't really complain.
Yeah.
But whatever. If someone makes a really good gif about him getting fucking knocked out, if it happens, I'm gonna have that as my fucking screensaver. I don't need to give a shit.
I mean, I would watch it, but I
can't imagine it's gonna be entertaining because I watched the KSI fight forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is kind of fucking boring.
Well, I don't think anybody. Well, then neither of them knew how to box.
But even so, I feel like if I watched it after he learned how to fucking box, I just wouldn't care.
I mean, I wouldn't go to Dave and Buster's. I don't know why the fuck they charge money just to watch pay-per-view fights. Honestly, I don't know why.
I thought they didn't.
They do, because I tried to watch that Fury and Fury Part 2 fight, and they charge what was it, $20 just to watch it. I'm like, well, first of all, the pay-per-view costs $50. I don't know why you're charging $20 a head.
Fucking 20 a head. That's scummy as shit.
And so I tried to
just go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
I tried to, but they were full as shit.
That's
I'm like,
well,
like the one in Crystal.
Yeah.
But that one's a little small, but it's like, nope. All right, I guess I'm not watching this.
So yeah, fuck me, I guess.
So, I gotta find a new one because. No way, I'm not.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've never gone to Dave and Buster's during a pay-per-view event, so that's super news to me.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, just in case you guys are wondering, that's our take on Mayweather versus Paul.
Ultimately, we don't care.
But I'm waiting for the headlines on see what happens and just read about it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the headlines that are going to be super good and juicy. I'm hoping.
You want to do? You want?
No, just go. We'll just go in order. Here's or which one do you want to go into?
I guess we could go in order.
Okay.
All right. So for weekend update.
By the way, this headline was not what I thought it was. I was like, why are we talking about AI matchmaking? That exists in video games already.
No. AI matchmaking, as in couple matchmaking.
Yeah.
So, dang it. So, as you all know, Japan is going in a birth decline. And
Again.
this is not really news, but just, to make the setup.
Put it in text.
So I know we did it. I know we did another article a while back about.
Yeah. So basically, what the
I can't remember what that
underlying things of what's been in the news for Japan recently is them basically trying to boost the birth rate of the citizens. And they have done just about everything except addressing the main issues with Japanese society, which is, long work hours and their work ethics and encouraging that to be changed. Nope, they're like, we're going to fund AI so you can find a perfect match. And I'm like, I can't help but feel we're not addressing the elephant in the room here. But this is also a very Japan answer to the problem of we're going to use a computer to solve all of our problems.
So yeah, they're investing a lot of money.
Yeah,
a lot.
Shit ton. 19 million US.
A lot of fucking money.
Yeah. Again, instead of just introducing policies of like we are limiting. I mean, there are some, but they're not widespread or enforced. So instead of just reducing working hours or encouraging paid leave or trying anything to kind of make a cultural shift from, family is super important and free time and individuality is important to work 80 hours a week and don't leave until your manager leaves, but the manager can't leave until the employees have gone, and, just this endless loop of not having any free time and being recluses and shit like that. And I feel like combating that would be a lot more effective than $19 million for AI so you can find your wife or your husband. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah. So.
And the article kind of points it out too of the main problem of if they're not interested in dating, then the matchmaking would likely be ineffective. So yeah,
of course,
of
course.
No shit.
It's like if you put a trash can over your head, that'll cut your side vision by 100%. 100%.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what their government's thinking, honestly.
Yeah, like I said, there's issues that they've tried to address, but they haven't, as far as I'm aware from articles and just threads I read and the handful of people that are willing to talk about it that are in the know. Yeah, I feel like there's way different approaches to this problem that they could start to approach than, hey, this computer found your perfect wife. Go and see if you want to date her, I guess. I mean, it's it's interesting. I'm not gonna say it's very dystopian. Japan's getting there though. If they continue down this route.
This reminds me of something. I can't.
I know. I can't put my hand on it.
No. It reminded me of a. Have you ever remember the show on Comedy Central, Shorties Watching Shorties? I wish I brought that back, but holy shit. But anyway.
No, I don't think I ever watched it.
But anyway, there was a stand-up comedian. I can't remember his name because it was so long ago. The government should come out with a number system. You know the number 1 to 10, how hot you are.
Oh, God.
The government should come out with a number system. Say, hey, you're a 7, and then you can only chat with 6 or 8.
6 or 8.
And then it's like, I'm a 7, and I'm talking to a 5. I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah.
And you can punch a 2 in the face. That's just.
I'm not saying I agree with that because that just sounds like absolute utter chaos. But
Well, yeah, it is. But that's what that reminded me of.
yeah, I don't think they're far off. If I'm being honest with you, they're getting damn close.
Oh, and side note, I hate OkCupid, honestly.
Or like just dating apps in
Well,
general.
yes,
Just
in dating
like
apps.
matchmaking or dating apps or whatever.
Because there's not one website out there that's the greatest.
No, they all suck in one way or another.
Yeah.
Like if you go to Match, then it's like you have to follow these rules, and like their chat system is weird for like
It is.
messaging people. And then if like you go to OkCupid, it's like there's not as much people on there, and they have their own rules, and it's like, Jesus Christ, like what do you do?
Because I paid for Match for 2 years, and after a while, it's like, wait a minute, how do I know who's a paid subscriber and who's not?
Yeah.
And I contacted them like, wait, is there a way to know who's a paid? It's like, no. Well, fuck you guys.
Like, then why am I paying? Like,
yeah. POF. Like, I swear, ever since I moved back here, I've been seeing the same profiles for 3 fucking years. So I'm pretty sure those are fucking bots.
Yeah. Well, shout out to the time me and my friend Dane joined up blackpeoplemeet.com. That was
How'd that work?
Oh, we got banned within 2 days.
Because of your picture.
Yeah, no, we used his photo. But we didn't make like a troll profile. We made like him a legitimate profile, and we're like, let's see what happens. Yeah, no, we got banned within. They're like, due to you breaking our TOS, we're just like, it's because we're white, isn't it?
Like, that's a little messed up, really.
So funny. Like, holy shit, it was so fucking funny.
Like, huh.
I don't even know why we joined Black People Meet.
It's like, why not? Like,
yeah, we're like, let's just see like what these hyper specific websites are even like. Like Black People Meet or Christian Mingle or God forbid FarmersOnly.com. We were either gonna join Black People Meet or Farmers Only, but we're like, can't help but feel there's probably slightly more women on BlackPeopleMeet.com.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
And so we just did what I did on Tinder back in the day. We just like matched with as many people as we could just to see what would happen, and maybe that's what got us flagged, because like you're not supposed to do it that way. But maybe that's why they're like, sorry, Whitey, you're gonna have to kick your ass off this fucking platform.
Oh man, that is funny. That is funny. Oh
god, that story I love telling people. It's so great.
That is funny. Speaking of girlfriends and boyfriends.
Yeah, speaking of the dating world.
A girlfriend sues her boyfriend for 8 years because he hasn't popped the question yet.
Yeah, he didn't propose.
Now, mind you, at first when I saw this, I thought this was, in the UK or America. No, this is actually part of African culture, where the boyfriend gave a dowry to the girlfriend's family, because that's how it works. Mm-hmm. And so far, no, he hasn't popped the question yet.
He just didn't do it.
Because he doesn't have the funds. They actually have the kid. They actually have a kid together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a weird story when you like read into it. Because at first you're like, oh wow, this is like so petty and ridiculous, blah blah blah. But then you like read about like what like the custom is and like what the situation is, and you're kind of just like, oh shit, this is like an actually like legit thing that she can sue this man over.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, very strange headline, very clickbaity, but actually kind of, I don't want to like read this verbatim for you guys, because it's actually really interesting. But yeah, basically he like did a dowry payment, which is called like an appreciation fee or something like that, depending on who you ask. And basically that is confirming that you are looking to like marry them. That's like, you don't do the dowry payment unless you're going to follow through, essentially. And so yeah, that's essentially what the lawsuit is based off of. Is like she like waited around for 8 years not engaging with other individuals or anything like that, because she was like, no, he's dowry payment and everything. He's gonna pop the question. So yeah, very, very interesting. So
Yeah,
yeah, very very. It's fun to learn about culture stuff like this. It's pretty cool. So
and so now we are
speaking of culture stuff.
what now we're 5 months till the Olympics, postponed Olympics.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are gonna have actually 3 new events for the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, what are all them?
The first one is, which is a little weird, it's skateboarding. Even though there is the X Games, but now we have skateboarding.
Now it's going to be in the Olympics. Interesting.
And now we have rock climbing.
I'm honestly surprised that wasn't in the Olympics before, if I'm being honest with you. Sports climbing.
I mean, I wouldn't watch it. But
I'm not gonna watch it.
Me personally, I'm not gonna watch it.
But it's one of those physical feat of endurance and stamina and hand-eye coordination and all that good shit with sports. So I'm very surprised it took this long to get professional rock climbing and speed climbing and all that shit into the Olympics.
I mean, I'm kind of glad they're getting rid of some of the powerlifting
Dude,
stuff.
I've never watched fucking lifting in my life.
I haven't. No.
Wow, this guy deadlifted 200. Wow, this guy also deadlifted 200. Oh, wow, this next guy deadlifted 210. Oh, wow, this is awesome. I'm like, how does this work? How do you score? I don't fucking understand.
I don't know.
Why did this guy who deadlifted 200 win over this guy that deadlifted 200? I don't fucking understand any of this shit.
I mean, if I was going to watch a bunch of guys move weight, I would watch the strongman competition because that's
interesting.
Yeah, that's
that
a lot
that
more.
makes sense. Like, wow, this guy moved 18 8-ton boulders onto the fucking pillars in like 4 seconds. That's why he won. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Olympic lifting never fucking made any sense to me.
Because the only sports I watch on Olympics normally is like the track and field. Like
yeah, I did.
That, the rowing, I saw those.
Rowing is so cool to watch.
I know. It may sound like boring to watch, but when you're sitting there actually watching it,
you're like, wait a fucking wow,
holy shit.
Holy crap.
Oh, they're catching up. They're catching up.
Get
them.
Go!
But yeah, rowing. What else? I know I've seen another one, but I can't. At the top of my head, I can't think of any.
There's only a handful. I do the floor gymnastics. That's always interesting. I don't do figure skating. My brother always watched that shit. What else do I watch? There's actually not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Rowing. That's one of them. That was surprisingly very interesting.
Yeah, it really is.
What else is there?
I think the triathlon is in it, right?
Yeah, which I don't watch because it's just like,
Wait,
never been interested in that.
No, maybe I'm thinking of the actual triathlon.
I'm pretty sure there's an actual triathlon in the Olympics.
Oh, maybe.
I'm pretty sure there's like a decathlon too, where you'd have to do like 10 different events. I don't know if it's still there, but there for sure was.
Because I can't remember if I watched the Olympics or an actual.
Or if you're like actually watching. I always watch the dashes, like 100-meter dash and stuff like that.
Like, I think that's the staple.
Yeah, I watch beach volleyball. I watch both men and women's beach volleyball because that's actually pretty fun. There's a guy that's been playing for the U.S. since like 2000 and for beach volleyball, and he just can't get through. He always has like a different partner every Olympics. I'm like, go, dude, go! This is your year! And he just always fails short of like even bronze. I'm like, no!
I think at one point I've seen badminton.
I think badminton is in there. I know ping pong for sure is table tennis, which, holy shit, when you watch like the high level players in ping pong, you're like, how do you keep track of what's happening? I don't understand.
I don't know, but anyway, and
back to
and the final addition to the Olympics is now considered Olympic sport is breakdancing. Hey,
you know what? Sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean,
I can't say anything. I have no strong opinion one way or the other. I think breakdancing is cool to watch. Sometimes I get in like those weird compilation videos on YouTube whenever I can't fucking sleep. I'm like, we're worldwide dance competition, breakdancing, fuck yeah! It's like 2 in the morning, my brain's begging me to go to bed. It's like, wow, this is...
But yeah, I am very interested on how this will transpire.
Yeah, I'm genuinely going to hope that this sticks around. I think this could be really interesting.
Because I want to know who the judges are.
Yeah, I want to know how it's scored, who the judges are, if they're just like a bunch of random fucking people. They're like, here's the criteria we're looking at, or if it's like actually like people that made a difference in like the dancing and choreography world.
I'm not looking for like, so you could think you could dance type judges. I'm not looking for...
that's what I mean though. Like I'm actually looking for people that like know what the fuck is like happening.
I know, but I mean, you've seen like some of the judges on those shows. Like,
yeah, like you can't fucking dance. Why are you fucking judging?
Like they have who was on there? Neo was on there one time. J-Lo was on. Like, all right, first off,
J-Lo can't fucking dance. Fuck off.
You had a choreographer. Just because you did what they did doesn't. Yeah.
Fuck J-Lo. Honestly, I wish they would just bring like some of the better choreographers in to judge this. I think that would actually be really cool.
So yeah. Hopefully this will be televised.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to go on my computer and.
Yeah, I think that one asshole in the crowd who's like, I snuck a fucking video of this shit. It's like, bro, just you have to sneak. I don't think they care.
Yeah, I don't know how NBC's gonna do it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
We'll
see.
Whatever.
We'll see.
Anyway, so yeah, that's weekend update.
Good segue.
Right. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, that was the weekend update.
I'm calling Jim. Okay. Anyway, what's this new thing that's going down in Japan?
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck the hell this showed up in my recommendations. I swear to God, it was completely random. There was a YouTube video that popped up, and it was like, I got drunk at Japan's first porn star bar. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? So, and this was in the news a while ago that they were going to open this. And so apparently what happened, or what they've done, is it's called Soft On Demand. And apparently it's...
Wait, the actual company?
No, the location. Like the building is called Soft On Demand. it's Sodland is what it's called.
Well, they're going to get sued for infringement.
Whatever. Not my fucking prerogative. I don't give a shit. And so basically what it is, it's kind of like a store that you can go in and buy, obviously adult-themed toys and cups and all this shit. And much like how in like Vegas you might see like, I always call them like skin bars where like the outfits are kind of like Hooters basically. They apparently go one step beyond that to where, they actually have some softcore porn actresses that will be rotating in and out and serving you drinks in provocative ways and provocative outfits and shit. And I'm gonna poll the audience. Do we go? Do we book a ticket and head on out there? Because I want to know. I will pay for it all the way, but I'm not going alone. I'm not that lonely.
I need more information on.
I'll send you the video.
Okay.
I'll put it in I'll put it in the description. Oh, actually, I'll just put it in the document so you can take a look at that. But yeah. Obviously, it's a little bit different than what they had originally intended due to COVID, but they built this place right now with, the distancing and restrictions in mind. But yeah, just watching through this video, I'm just kind of like, why hasn't this been done? I'm surprised this hasn't been done before.
It's stateside?
In Japan, specifically. Stateside, no. This makes loads of sense, but yeah, I'm very interested. Very interested in going. Just to say I did,
Oh no, it is the AV company that's
doing it. Is it
the
actual AV company that did it? Okay.
Because I'm like, at first I'm like, they're pretty tight-lipped on infringement, so they're pretty good on that. So now I'm looking through the video. I'm like, no, this is actually the AV company.
That would make sense why they have these actresses that are going to be going through. So.
Shit! I just clicked the next button. Damn it. Now it's giving me a fucking ad again. Sorry, I'm trying to get through this. trying to look through it real quick.
It's like a weird version of like a hostess bar kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe in a handful of years when all the restrictions and shit ends and we get the full experience.
Nah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna restrictions die down within
At least anywhere that's not here.
a couple of months, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, the first batch did go out.
That is true.
I don't know why the VP got his, even though they said they said the first wave is going out to
The emergency workers and shit.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of horse shit going on in America with who gets priority.
Okay, so I'm just kind of skipping around the video to see. I mean, I have the audio down because I don't want it to get taken out. I don't know. And you said it's a bar.
Yeah, it's a bar. You like order drinks and shit, and yeah, like they have different. Yeah, it's very, very weird.
I would just to experience it. That's
what
about
I'm saying.
it. That's
like,
about it.
That's what I'm saying. Like
just going through it, even without the plexiglass or whatever there, it's the same. I don't think. I seriously doubt there's touching.
Yeah, no.
From the looks of it, I'm pretty sure it's because YouTube has certain you can.
Yeah,
show.
there's on this YouTuber's Patreon, there's apparently like an uncensored longer video which I haven't looked at, but
just on the outfits alone, it doesn't seem that skimpy, or maybe it does. I don't think they're showing. I don't think it's like a topless bar.
No, it's not.
It doesn't seem like a topless bar. Even in topless bars, the bartenders aren't topless.
Yeah, no. I want some fucking lady with her titty out making my fucking drink.
No, no. What was your ultimate question?
My ultimate question was, do we make a trip to Japan just to do a bunch of shit, and then B, do we add this on the list?
Oh, if we're doing a bunch of shit, and then adding all of this, yeah.
Yeah, no, like
then yeah.
Like it's gonna be like a 2 or 3 week long trip if we go. It's not gonna be like a fucking weekend of like
just this.
Of
okay.
just like this. No,
that's
never
awful.
Mind. That would be awful.
Yeah.
That would be
then
awful.
Yeah.
But like, do we include shit like this? Which
then
in
yes.
my mind is why not? You know?
Then yes.
So okay, dope.
Then,
we'll do that.
Then add it. Yeah. Then you would add it on the list.
Awesome.
Yeah. But as far as will this, revolutionize
it absolutely will
the AV world? No.
No,
fuck
it
no.
absolutely
fuck
will
no.
not. It absolutely will not.
This will not revolutionize shit. This is a weird play for that company. Although their company, the products they put out is pretty good.
Yeah.
Decent. I haven't really dabbled in their merchandise or toy merchandise. I should say.
Let's clarify.
I've seen some of their videos. Of course I have. But yeah, sure, put it on the list.
All right.
To answer your question.
Dope.
All
right, boys, we're gonna in a handful of years when I can afford that.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right?
Look, if you bring your own spending money, I'll pay for the fucking hotel and the plane. I don't give a shit.
If I work for Delta, I'm pretty sure I could get a free flight there.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Or heavily discounted at the very least. Yeah, I don't know what Delta's benefits are anymore. Because I know when my aunt worked for an airline company, she got like free travel, but she was like up there in terms of position. So I don't know if that applies to everybody.
No, because my mom, I think she still works there. Because at the ticketing gate and whatever.
Yeah.
And she gets free flights, like her and my father.
Okay.
But that's more. No, because they actually went to Sydney one time, doing that. So, but I can't remember if she paid like smidgen amount or actually got the free flight to Sydney. But anyways, yeah. I don't want to work for Delta. Because the amount of shit she tells me what's been going down, especially this past year.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I keep getting fucking so many emails from Delta, and I'm like, I'm not flying. Stop, please.
But anyway, now this next topic is a doozy.
I'm actually excited.
Is a doozy, especially for me, because I got into it on Twitter. I really did. I really got into it. This is not the first time this happened. Well, the first time wasn't really much of an argument. It was just actually voiced my opinion, and nobody clapped back at me. But this time,
oh boy,
major.
Oh boy, someone clap back.
Yeah. I think it's because it. Well, all right.
So let's lay the groundwork. So what did you voice that led down this catastrophic debate discussion that we have to have?
So, if you're on Twitter, you can, click on certain topics that pops up in your feed.
Yeah, the trending or whatever.
One of them was anime. So, obviously, I get.
So let's click on it because that could be.
Well, it
anything.
wasn't clicked on. It just, some.
Whatever.
But anyway.
Point being.
So, whoever runs this page or feed or whatever, anime feed, clicked on. Headline was, I love black people, or not black people, black females in anime.
All two of them.
Well, it was four of them. There was 4 pictures of them. One of them was Yorichi from Bleach.
Mm-hmm.
The black chick from Hunter x Hunter, the little girl.
Yep.
And the other 2, I don't know who they are. And so it's like, I can't remember the headline, but I know what I wrote back. It's like, first of all, none of the girls are black.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, maybe the chick from Hunter x Hunter, because I think that's. And then all of a sudden, at the floodgates, I just get major
fuck ton of
saying like, what are you talking about? They're not black. Look at their skin. I'm like, that don't mean shit.
That don't mean shit in anime. What are you fucking talking about? By that logic, everyone in Japan is fucking white.
Yeah.
What are you fucking going on about?
And I said, I'm like, well, how do you know they're black? How do you know they're not Colombian? How do you know they're not Inuit or Inuit or Samoan? Yada yada yada. It's like, what are you talking about? Blah blah blah. And then one of them said, well, black and race are two different things. I'm like, okay, I get that. However,
you're not technically wrong, but you're an asshole.
Yeah, I'm like, sure. And I said, all right, first off, I'm pretty sure everybody on this feed is American.
Yeah.
So when somebody says black, I'm pretty sure we all know what we're talking about. And I'm like, okay, these guys aren't of origin of Africa.
No, they're dark-skinned characters. That's what they are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to burst a lot of people's bubbles, but there's not that many actual black people in anime.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's not. There's plenty of dark skin.
Yeah.
But that's not the same.
Yeah, and then somebody wrote back. There was like a half Japanese, half black basketball person. I'm like, that has nothing to do with this topic right now.
That has nothing to do, because that's a black person.
Yeah.
Anyone wondering, the reason I'm just saying black is because assume I mean of African or that region origin. That's me generalizing a group of people just for the sake of this discussion.
That was the argument I was.
Just so you know.
That's when I said earlier, like, I'm pretty sure everybody is American. When they say black, you know where they're coming from. Where they're coming from.
There's not many. Actually, there's no other population of individuals that are referred to as black.
Right.
It's I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Yeah,
I don't
there
know
really
why.
isn't.
I don't know why we have to have this like weird discussion or anything. But yeah, I can probably count actual black people that have been in starring or guest roles in anime that are of origin on one hand. I probably could.
Yeah. Because let's see. Prior to this, I can't remember how many months back. It's kind of the same argument, only it was with males. It's like I said the same thing. It's like there are none. There really isn't. And then somebody wrote back to me like, well, who do you consider actual black? And I said, closest probably Tozen, but then again,
Dutch from Black Lagoon.
I don't know. I didn't ever watch Black
Oh,
Lagoon.
you should. Dutch is great.
And then I think, and I said that's about it. It's like he asked me.
Yeah, again, actual black people.
What's
A handful.
What's the dude from Naruto who had the 8-tailed beast?
Oh God.
Anyway, it's like he asked me, "Do you consider him black?" Like, no, their whole
tribe
foot is just dark.
Dark.
I'm like, they're from the south, I think.
Yeah,
like,
they're gonna be darker because when you move towards the equator, it's almost like skin color naturally darkens. That doesn't make you black.
Yeah, and
you know how you represent darker skinned people in anime? You turn that dial on the color wheel a little bit to the left. There you go. That's a dark skinned character. That ain't black.
So yeah,
So, again, hate bursting people's bubble with this discussion. I'm 100% in agreement with you. It's like,
and I'm pretty sure a lot of black folks got mad at me for this shit. I'm like, dude,
they're representing us. I'm like, are they though?
I'm like,
again, I'm a white dude, so it's really hard for me to have a side in this, but I'm just coming at this from a point of logic.
Right.
Again, the best representation I can say that wasn't stereotyped to shit, and trust me, you don't want to see how Japan has represented black people in the past.
I think I've seen that.
Watch like Kimba, the White Lion. Holy shit.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen
that. That is some racist bullshit. But yeah, like Dutch is like the ultimate example of like he's a main character. He's not stereotypical. He's smart. He's not really a good person, but but like, you know, he's important to the story. If you remove him, then you don't have Black Lagoon kind of situation. Right. You know, and he's handled with grace, and the voice acting was great, and all this shit. Like, how many other characters are like that? That are actually African American or of African origin? Not many.
No. Because one of the pictures, like somebody pointed out, one of the dark-skinned girls was actually from South America. I'm like, cool.
Cool. That's not black.
Yeah.
that's Latino.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want from me.
And I'm like, how do you know you're not black? Well, first of all, country of origin.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you could get the actual creator of this person says
to say where do they come from?
Yeah, and say he's black. I'm like, cool. Case closed. I'm like, all right, I was wrong.
Like, yes, my intention for this character was they are black. Like, okay, so discussion over. I'm happy. End of story. That's all I care about. But to say that all dark-skinned characters represent black people or black representation,
it's hard. I'm like,
that's really fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
That, and you can't just automatically just claim him. Like,
yeah, you can't do that.
And I'm like,
sorry.
I was gonna state the character. You see Narcos?
Yeah. Oh,
like,
Narcos,
like Blackie. When I first saw him, I'm like, damn, that dude's dark as shit. But he's Colombian.
He's Colombian.
I'm like,
not black.
He's Colombian. Like, and then there was another one. Oh no, this was actually a completely different feed. There was like somebody was following who hated the term bimbo. Yeah, she hated that, and
that is a strange thing to hate, but
well, because it's like she said it's degrading. I'm like, well,
there's a lot of things in this world that are degrading, that are
yes,
actually degrading.
But I mean, her argument wasn't that great. Like, she didn't have really a leg to stand on, because now bimbo is pretty much a lifestyle than an actual. I'm like, for those who do not know what a bimbo is, it's basically, I wouldn't say tall, but you have big, you have big fake tits.
You change and market yourself in a way that is very appealing to the opposite sex, and you are proud of it, and you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Well,
think if you've seen like overdone sugar mamas in like movies, like the ones that we like used to laugh at, where they have like the huge fake tits and platinum blonde, and they're on like the old dude's arms. It's not always an old dude, in real life anyway. But imagine that, but not as Hollywoodified.
Yeah. But yeah, big like triple D breasts, big like, puffed out lips, always wearing like
always wearing
6-inch platform heels.
Yeah, wearing skin tight clothes in general to show off your figure, stuff like that.
Yeah. That's today's modern bimbo.
That's what it has been labeled. I mean, there used to be a different term for it, but yeah, bimbofication isn't like a term used in like sex games that you find online that you apply to a fucking game. It's called that because that's what it is.
Yeah, and so one of the threads was like one of the pictures, like some dude chugging a beer. Next thing he gets transformed into a tan bimbo.
Yeah,
and one of them says, "Oh, that's racist." I'm like, whoa. Yeah. I'm like, whoa, getting a tan is not racist. Like, what do you mean it's not racist? I'm like, well, by your logic.
What do you fucking mean it's what?
Oh, by your logic, Kogals are racist. I said Italians, quote unquote, Guidos are racist.
Technically racist.
And then
Latin America, technically racist.
So it's like,
I mean, yeah, that's not getting a tan, but they are of the tan color in some generalized terms. Again, I don't actually mean that in an offensive way for anyone wondering.
And so it's like, so you're telling me everybody who goes to the beach
is racist?
is racist.
Oh my! You actually brought up now that's probably the same fucking guy who not too while ago made it to the front page of Reddit, where it was like the r/unpopular opinion thread, and they're like, women like who put on fake tans is disgusting, and like women shouldn't get tan if they're not already born that way. And I'm like, fuck them for wanting vitamin D, I guess. And like, okay, I was just reading through this guy's. He's like, oh, it changes your natural beauty. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're one of those guys. I can probably look through your post history, and you've probably commented you have a beautiful smile on some certain subreddits where their smile was not visible. But, I'm not going to judge you for it. And, yeah, it's just... I understood the spray tan thing. Like, okay, sure, whatever. Spray tan, not super attractive. I agree with you there. But, like, what's the fucking problem with getting a tan?
Yeah.
And on top of that, how is getting a tan racist? I don't understand.
I don't either.
Like, wow, that's racist. What? What about that is racist?
And I don't know if it was the same thread or it was the same thread, but I don't know if I commented to the same person or not. But it's like, no, getting a tan is not racist. Blackface is racist.
Blackface is racist.
Straight up racist.
That shit's racist as fuck.
Getting a tan isn't.
Because that's just sitting in the fucking sun.
Yeah. So
is it racist because the slaves had to work in the cotton fields in the sun and that's what's racist about it? I don't fucking know.
No.
I'm willingly sitting in the sun. They had to work for it.
Like, you know who else is sitting in the sun? All the fishermen down in at the piers in Japan.
Yeah.
They got dark skin. Like, they're not racist.
All those Indonesian fishermen?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So
a little racist.
So, yeah, this whole notion of all these I don't know why I was getting so much heat from black guys
which doesn't make sense. It's like, how dare you like question our representation in anime? And I'm like, but you're not getting represented.
Yeah.
Your skin color is like a, dare I say, a fetish. But like, you as a culture and as a people really aren't. And that's coming from a white dude.
Yeah. So,
and that's not me trying to be like, oh, that should change or anything stupid like that. I'm just making an observation that is not that hard to observe when you've been watching anime for a select amount of time.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I have like 257 shows watched, and of the 257, I think maybe 2 have actual black main characters that are important to the plot that aren't villains.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I don't either.
I'd love to say I don't have a leg in this race, but I feel like I do in terms of just a logic standpoint.
Well, I mean, there are plenty of series. Like right now, I'm I wouldn't say rewatching Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure everybody on that show is white except for.
Yeah, they're not Japanese. They're all white.
Except for.
There's like there's like 3 or 4 characters that.
What's her name?
Mikasa.
Yeah. Isn't she Asian?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's actually of Asian descent, from what I understood.
Yeah.
I don't watch Attack on Titan. I've only seen the first season, so.
So yeah. Anyway, yeah. If you're listening to this and
like try being a white dude and being represented in fucking anime, and they're like, oh, you can represent it all the time. All the main characters are white. They're not. They're not. I'm sorry. You're dumb. You're fucking stupid. They're Asian characters. Like, the most we have is rich white bitches that come overseas to interrupt the fucking childhood friend's plan to date her childhood friend. That's all we got. Blonde, dumb bitches.
What are you talking about? You have Bulma.
That is true. We do have Bulma.
I'm probably gonna all right. Let me ask you this: What do you consider Goku?
Fuck.
Yeah.
He's an alien. He doesn't count.
But I'm pretty sure what everybody says, big vast majority of what his race is.
Yeah, most people would probably say Japanese, I'm guessing.
Or
Asian, or of Asian descent.
Yeah.
No, he's a fucking alien. Vegeta's a fucking alien.
Yeah, no, it's
Nappa's a fucking alien.
It's like, at that logic, that means Planet Vegeta is all.
I mean, they are. They're not of Earth, so they're fucking aliens.
No, I was gonna say Asian.
I know what you mean.
but
like, yeah, no, just they're alien. That's what they are. They can't be of Asian descent. They could look Asian, I guess. Sure. They're not Asian though. They're fucking aliens.
You know when this
it's like Piccolo isn't black, despite what many people want to try and say.
I know. It's horrible. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
It's like Piccolo, the first black man to raise his son. I'm like, that's kind of not fucking okay to say.
Yeah, no. But yeah, so
God, people just choose very strange battles to fight.
Yeah, I know.
And it doesn't make sense to me. And maybe they're doing it from the goodness of their heart. I think it's just virtue signaling, trying really hard to feel good about themselves. If I see some white guy acting dumb in anime, I don't go, how dare they? I'm just like, okay, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why that was even an argument that you had with people of like, well, these characters aren't technically black, and everyone's like, well, actually, how dare you, sir? It's like, but I'm right. Oh, what's the fucking line from the Eric Andre show? Why are you booing me? I'm right.
I don't think but yeah, I can't wait until somebody does this for a panel. I'll be sitting there front row.
Oh yeah, no, you and me, homie. We're gonna sit there. We're gonna be like, actually.
How do you know?
Yeah, I'll be like, did you talk to the creator? Did you read their bio? Are they of African descent?
I'll be front row, because no, one of the person that got back to me, commented me, was a white girl, and I had to literally type.
Thank God, the white women here are here to defend the blacks from being oppressed.
No, she was against me.
It's a joke.
Oh, anyway, you ruined my story. It was like, and I literally had to type out, I'm a black guy.
I am black.
And then somebody and she's like, oh, I didn't know you were black. And then some other black girl came to her defense. I'm like, what the fuck? I get no love. Like,
I don't know. I'm in your corner, dude. I'll fucking die on this hill with you because I think we're right. I mean, it's as simple as that.
I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying they're right either. But you have no legs to stand on.
Yeah.
You have no legs.
You have less legs to stand on than we do. Sorry. Just because they're dark skinned doesn't mean they're black.
And I made so many. I'm like, how the fuck do you know they're not Samoan? Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's my rant. If you're black out there listening, try to understand where I'm coming from with this.
Yeah, we're not trying to, like, diminish anything or anything like that. We're just pointing out the logical fallacy of the argument I make is in terms of actual representation from actual African descent people. There's like 3 or 4. And then the rest are bad guys. Like, I'm sorry, it's true. Like, just because the skin color is a certain way doesn't make them one way or the other. It doesn't.
Okay. All right. Enough with our soapbox.
Yeah, enough of our soapbox.
Moving right along to what our
Simp of the week.
Simp of the week
Let's go.
goes to Jeremy Rhodes at Stooges Fan 87.
87. Let's go, dude.
So,
Why do you want to play now?
sorry, dog just dropped the tennis ball. Take. Throw, don't take. Throw.
Throw, don't take.
So, Simp of the Week goes to Jeremy Rhodes at Stooges Fans 87. For this guy being the Simp of the Week, it's more he has no originality, even for a simp.
I believe some Sims try and weave poetry into their tweets.
Yeah.
This guy don't.
No. Yeah. Just give you some idea of what he has. He replied to Alexi Love, should I just let them pop out this girl with, wearing a green, I don't know what that is, dress type. And he replied, yes, because you have gorgeous boobs.
Grammatically incorrect sentence, by the way. If I have to point that out to him. Then replying to @Killer Cleavage, whoever the fuck that is, gorgeous boobs. Replying to @Big Boobs for All, gorgeous boobs. Replying to @Alina Masquerade, you are so gorgeous. And then Alina Masquerade, Oreo ice cream cake. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything, but she asked breast or thighs, and he replies with Oreo ice cream cake. Wow, this guy's so fucking funny. I'm just kidding. And then replying to @Anna, you are so gorgeous. Replying to @Lucy, you have gorgeous boobs.
Yeah, it just goes on and on and on.
And that's it. That's all this guy says. Sorry. There's one unique one. You are a gorgeous cow.
Which one was that one?
Because she's dressed up in the cute little cow girl type outfit.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, no,
it's pretty good.
This dude doesn't even like an interesting level of thirsty. He's just boring.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why we have chosen him as the simp of the week.
that was pretty much it.
He's not even an interesting simp. He's sitting on that level, and he's not advancing. He's not retracting. He's just a simp. He's a simple simp.
Simple simp that likes gorgeous.
That loves tits. This man loves his tits.
I mean, yeah. Who
a
doesn't?
Man after my own heart, honestly, but.
Like, I love your heart. I love where your heart's at.
Your heart's in the right place.
I mean, who doesn't love a good pair of tits?
Be a little more original.
I mean, put a GIF in there.
Something.
I mean,
like the cartoon, like where their eyes pop out of their head, like the wooga sound. Do something like that every now and then.
Every now.
Yeah, every now. Don't make it like you're copy and paste, like I made fun of you for having earlier.
Well, I was gonna more say like, don't do it. Like, don't do the same or different GIFs on the same fucking day.
Yeah.
Of how many people you follow. Space it out.
Yeah, space it out.
Space it out. Hopefully, our next Simp of the Week will have more stuff we can make fun of.
Yeah.
But yes, once again, simp of the week. All simps need to die.
Yep. Get rid of them.
And unless, of course, I don't know. Although I don't like the idea of OnlyFans. There are some free OnlyFans out there. I haven't subscribed to. I'm very tempted to by one of the girls I follow on MiniVids. She has a free OnlyFans. I haven't subscribed to it yet. I kind of want to. I mean, she puts out good videos. So
That's all that matters.
yeah.
Good content.
I mean, I know you guys hear me say, well, you buy, videos from MiniVids. Completely different. That's like buying porn.
Yeah.
It's like you're not a simp if you buy porn. I mean, I'm paying for it.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's so much free shit out there that.
True, there is, but however, most of the free shit is edited to fit a certain time frame.
Yeah.
And you don't get the full effect. That's just me.
Thank God I'm missing that extra 46 minutes.
That's just me. I'm more like, sorry, a chick wearing nice heels and business attire. I got sidetracked from these fucking videos. I got to get out of there before I start losing my mind. But yeah, that's just me. That's a good way of supporting without, coughing up monthly money.
True.
Maybe I just buy one video every now and then. But anyway, that's our simp for the week. Give him a good look. Once again, it's Jeremy Rose at StoogesFan87.
Someone teach this man how to simp.
Yes.
Don't do that. But
Yeah, like yeah, don't do
that goes against our philosophy of get rid of all simps.
Like, don't do it. Yeah. But anyway, moving right along to goddamn. God damn. Fucking Burger King. Shit.
No, that was your first mistake.
Well, it was the closest place coming off of Broadway. So.
Gotcha.
Our reviews. First one is Space Pirate Sara.
This is a good one. I like this one a lot.
It would be good if there was a little bit more backstory.
Yeah.
For this, at least, that. Oh, sorry. Well, I wish there was a little bit more backstory pertaining to, quote unquote, these knights that's going around this galaxy or whatever you want to call it. The main protagonist, Sarah, is a space pirate who's also a knight, which is more of a not a rank. I mean, it's kind of a rank.
It's kind of a rank, and it's
What's
also kind of a job, kind of.
It's like a power level.
Yeah.
It's more of a power level, because I know a knight is technically a rank.
Yeah, a knight is a rank.
but it's like I say, it's more of a power level. I'm trying to put it in more of a like what's an anime that's like has kind of like this.
I can't think of like.
Yeah, there's so many.
I'm sure we'll think of something.
But anyway, yeah, the term knight is more of a power level throughout. Like, oh man, this person's a knight. This person's like super strong because that's a knight. That's what a knight is. You're
you're
person.
strong. You're a powerful person. You have influence. All that good shit, basically.
And you're considered a knight.
Yep.
So space pirate Sarah, who's a knight, also a pirate.
Yeah, she's also a pirate.
Yeah. Gets a job from, I guess, a baron.
Yeah, like a noble.
Yeah, noble type
nobleman.
person. To capture this other knight, which was a pretty actually good fight.
Yeah, it's actually for a hentai, it's actually pretty good.
So eventually she captures this other knight, brings it to Baron, and try to get information about this mystical sword.
Yep.
Which we find out later it's actually the birthright.
Yeah.
Birthright sword of her fallen kingdom that she's actually noble. But it turns out this because she turned down the noble, like, you know what, you turned me down, I'm gonna get even with you. I'm gonna hire these two two other knights who happens to be twin lolies.
Because of course, why? What else would they be?
Yeah. And so they go. They basically try to downgrade. That's not the right word. Fallen. Try to be fallen.
Take away her honor or their honor type situation.
You're gonna fall type of thing.
Yeah.
So the first episode, which was odd, I think that was the one where they're at the beach, right? It was either the first one or the second one.
I think the first one.
But anyway, it was hilarious. The beach portion of it was like very odd because they have her walking around in this sling bikini.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, they're slathering this oil aphrodisiac or something on.
And then get turned on type situation.
You know, parading around other nobles, and then next thing you know, they punch her in the stomach, step on her. Next thing you know, they're doing it, doing her from.
Yeah, then there's a gangbang, and you're just kind of like, okay.
It's like, wait. And then all of a sudden she's up against a beach volleyball net. Like, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah, no, I'm just kind of sitting there like, there's not really any good flow to what's happening here.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, although the scenes in itself were questionable, as in not animation-wise, but more, like you said, flow.
Just very strange. Like, one instance, they're punched her in the stomach, and then the next is like the gangbang, and then the next she's up against the volleyball net, and then like the next it's completely different too, and you're just kind of like, what's happening?
Yeah.
The scenes themselves are fine though, but.
So and then eventually, the other knight she captured got augmented to a Fuda, and then she gets augmented to a Fuda.
And then some banging happens, because of course it does.
And then, and that's that. I mean, literally, because she gets her birthright sword from her first mate.
Yep.
And then, they defeated the lolies, and that was pretty much it. That was actually literally the story.
Yeah, that's like the story is, oh look, I got my thing. Oh look, we beat these people. Okay.
Yeah, because it was more of a humiliation. Yeah, humiliation hentai. Say you like it, yeah, sure, I like it, blah blah blah, but you're not gonna break me type thing.
That kind of situation. It's a lot of that, basically.
Yeah.
So.
The bonus part, like the bonus episode, is pretty much where they, instead of killing the lolies, they just captured them and just have them as sex slaves.
Mm-hmm.
That scene was okay. I think that was probably pretty much the only highlight for me was that bonus episode.
Yeah, the bonus episode was weird. The little Holly twins get their comeuppance, quite literally.
Because everything else was, it was either she's banging the lizard man. It was that, or she's getting gangbanged by her crewmates in the first episode because she lied to them.
Yeah,
or
they
who
betray
she
her
is.
and shit.
But yeah, like Matt said, the flow of the whole story.
Yeah, and you can tell it's adapted from a game, so that's why it's super weird. I haven't gone through and read through it myself. I've heard that it's better, but I can't confirm nor deny.
So, for me, no.
Okay. Yeah. It's one of those recommendations of like, if you see it, sure, but you don't have to go out of your way to watch it.
All right. Next one is Professor Payne. Now, this one's a dude. Well, It's a doozy.
It's a doozy.
Not like Euphoria doozy, but it's a doozy.
We're getting damn close.
Yeah. I mean, this one's from the 90s.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Very 90s hentai.
Yeah. So in this one, a college professor, which that's just odd.
Yeah,
in
specifically
itself.
college. Like, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Like, I mean, so it starts off, with a bang. A literally bang, because dude set up bombs throughout the whole school and blew up pretty much all the school, except for his.
Except for his class, and so basically what he does is he holds them hostage, and he's like, "You guys are going to be part of my experiments, and I'm going to do whatever I want to, and you guys are going to do whatever you want to each other, and no one's going to be able to interfere because blow you all up type situation." And of course, what does this guy want to do but weird sexcapades, basically?
Well, almost, because it starts off with the first one. It's like, hey, I know you've been bullying this chick, so you, glasses braided. I don't know why that's a trope. Braided
yeah,
glasses.
why do they, just because they have fucking glasses doesn't mean they have to braid their fucking hair. I'm so sick of that.
But anyway, so I want you to take revenge on this girl. I can't remember what.
Yeah, I don't.
But the second portion scene was like the guy turns another chick's breast into a little pincushion.
Yeah.
Like, although you have all this fat, you're not really in serious danger and all that, whatever. At first, when I saw Professor Payne, I thought it was going to be like a BDSM type.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
Which it kind of is, in a way.
Yeah, it has.
Technically,
scenes,
it is.
It has scenes of BDSM and stuff. And the strangest fucking ending to any show I've ever seen in my life. We'll get to that in a second. So we get to the second part, because the first one, like we said, is just sexcapade kind of situation, and then you get to part two where I don't think people don't really like escape, but we kind of leave the classroom environment, and shit happens, and you kind of learn about more of the situation. And then one of the students, and we'll skip right to the end because there's not actually that much interesting stuff that happens in the second part. People bang and they're like, "Oh, I actually had feelings for you," type of situation.
Yeah.
But whatever. You're about to fucking die, so no shit, you have feelings for people. So what happens is one of the girls who was kind of involved from the beginning and is mentally broken. Everyone's like, "Oh, thank God, this ordeal is over." Someone like either killed or knocked out the professor. I can't remember. They don't really make it super clear. And he had the device that, if he pulled the trigger, would blow up the school. So the ending scene is her picking up this device, and they didn't animate any of this. This is all in a slideshow type thing that we witnessed this through.
Yeah, I kind of wish I wish I knew how to read that, or they,
Yeah, it does the I call it the Monogatari flash frames where there's text that you have to read and then the animation comes back.
I wish that was subtitled.
There's no translation on this, unlike Monogatari, so we have no idea what the fuck this is saying. If someone wants to watch this and translate, if you can. But yeah, she gets this devilish smile. We get weird flash cuts to everyone freaking the fuck out trying to get to her.
And then
she may or may not pull the trigger.
And all we get is a Sopranos ending.
Yeah, and then we get a Sopranos ending, and I'm like,
pretty sure everybody's dead.
All right, sure.
Yeah. So, how she got a mentally breakdown was, it was the last episode where they stripped her naked.
Yeah, they strip her naked.
Tied rope around her boobs and legs, and they just threw out the window.
Yeah, they threw out the window, and then
just let her hang with while her only support was from her boobs, just getting stretched out.
Yeah, and then some dude bangs her during that entire time. So it's and there's witnesses obviously there too.
Yeah, and by witness we mean the police,
the police and
the media.
A shit ton of paparazzi are just there.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, she has a mental breakdown, just glazed eyes. That whole
typical
glaze.
type thing.
One of the weird thing about the second episode was the vanilla scene on the roof. They were on the roof, banging it out with, and then eventually, the guys, some more guys came out. It's like, all right, you had your fun, move aside, we're gonna bang her now. Sun comes up, and the professor's like, yo, that's not what I said. Blows up the roof with those guys on it.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they all survive.
Yeah, no one dies. Like, they're all fine. Everyone's like, wow, that was close. I'm like, what do you mean close? You were like a foot away from a fucking explosion.
Yeah. So, and then we all figured out. It came to light on why the professor's doing this.
Yep.
It turns out his older sister was raped. I don't know if it was at the college he's teaching.
I would assume so. I don't think they clarify it. He's just like, my poor sister suffered, and I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
His sister was raped, but they said no, she had to come in because she was wearing seductive stuff.
The typical bull. It's the 90s. Everybody remember that.
So it's like, and then I'm gonna get, and she eventually killed herself, and so you know what, I'm gonna get revenge on society. I'm gonna take control of this student, and it turns out the only reason why he did this is because one of the students that he sent him an email saying you should do this, you should get revenge.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you really want to? Before the Sopranos, and it was like, dude, you really want to broadcast this to the rest of your students? That makes you an accessory.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know you're a kid and all, but dude,
yeah,
that makes you an accessory.
Like, emails are traceable.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know everybody's. You just got a girl that you like. Hey, you like me, I like you, type of thing. Like, I'm pretty sure the dude in the corner who wants to live. I'm like, no, F that. That guy sent our professor an email saying you should go ahead and blow up the school and get revenge on this. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, like, fuck that guy.
I know you there's the old saying, snitches get stitches. I'm like, no.
Yep.
Now when it comes to my life, fuck that guy.
Like, fuck that guy. Like,
fuck
honestly,
him.
Seriously.
Even then, there is a limitation.
Yeah.
On the whole no snitching rule.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. That's for sure.
But yeah, if you want to see a BDSM type thing, and I'm not talking.
Honestly, I can't even recommend this for that. I would just skip this entirely. Honestly.
Yeah. Man, if yeah. All right, next one is Bloods Inraku no Ketsuzoku. Sunuku.
Yeah, Bloods Inraku no Ketsuzoku. Yeah.
Now, I thought this was a sequel. Apparently, it's not.
Yeah, apparently it's not.
So the backstory is the siblings. There's there's not two twins, but there's twins. And
would
then
have made
they're
the series
older.
a little more interesting.
Yeah, two sets of twins. But no, there's a set of twin and an older sister. Turns out they have this weird. It's in their blood that they can only get horny within
the family. Yeah, so
within the
basically,
family.
And this is the per word. Its members are sexually aroused in the presence of another of the same bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah. And apparently they're like, man, the story is like, man, we're disgusted by this. We're not going to give in. Well, we wouldn't have this fucking series if that stayed true now, would we?
No. So yeah, the first one is actually of the twins.
Yep.
They go at it. Go figure.
Shocker, they don't hold their promises.
No, because the female of the twins like, no, I'm not gonna give in to our bloodline, and go figure, she's also a tsundere.
Yep.
Makes it. I don't know if it for this story. I don't know if it makes it worse.
It better or worse. I think it makes it worse because it's like you already have a reason to not want to talk to each other or be next to each other or try and get along. Like, do we really need the tsundere thing?
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I mean, instead of going after his, twin, he goes for the older his older sister, but they only go as far as a blowjob.
Yep. Some little bit of dick sucking, and she's like, "That's it, no more." And then there's another episode, an entire other half of the episode that she sucked a dick in. So,
Yeah, it's like I don't know why didn't want to go any further.
Yeah.
I'm like I was willing to go further.
yeah, he was like, "Yo, dude, or lady, I guess, I'm fine with this," and she's like, "No, we must not give in to the curse." And he's like, "I don't know, maybe we should."
Yeah, and so
And then they do.
yeah, the older sister gets jealous because he's doing with the
older sister has to be jealous because we can't just have one lady that this guy bangs. It always has to be two.
Yeah, now I think about it, I think it's always two.
It's from this fucking brand, Poro. They always have the same fucking stories. There's always like two ladies involved, and there's always some slight BDSM elements involved to some of it. It's like
No, I mean in general, I don't think there's ever
there's been a handful. They're mostly vanilla series, but where they just do do one partner.
That's true.
So
I'm trying to think. Well, other than I don't consider Darling one person because he still had the fantasies drawn in the manga.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, technically he is doing one person, but that's not considered a vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, but yeah, I mean, Poro in itself, that company actually does put out good animation.
Yeah, the animation's good, but like their plots are all the fucking same.
Yeah,
Kind of ridiculous.
So if you like your incest type hentai,
Yeah, if you like incest with technically twin and older sister type hentai, and you've heard of that company of Poro before, watch it. It's not bad by any means. Pretty quality. So I'm just so sick of that company. It's almost getting up there with what's the one that we have just decided to ban? Queen Bee, I think.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Cannot do it. They're so bad.
So far, I think the best company is, I think Green Bunny, right?
Yeah, Pink Pineapple. That's another good one.
Pink Pineapple and Green Bunny is probably the best so far.
That we've noticed trends in and stuff.
Ow. No, it's just pain just went through my eyes.
Oh, I get that every now and then too.
I woke up with a fucking headache. It was horrible. It's horrible.
That sucks.
It did. It did.
It's like you're already waking up, and then on top of that, you just have a headache. It's like,
I don't know what's worse, waking up like that or trying to go to bed with.
I like going to bed with a headache because I just like take Tylenol, lay down, and just pass the fuck out. So it's like I don't have to deal with it. But yeah, waking up for a headache, it's like, your day's already probably gonna suck, but the headache just like reconfirms it. So you're just like, shit.
Like, it hurts. Well, I guess I'm up now.
Well, I guess I'm up to go and have an even shittier day.
I'm up now. So yeah. Those are our reviews. Space Pirate Princess.
Space Pirate Princess Sara.
Well, yeah, actually, she is a princess.
Technically, that's not wrong.
Right. Professor Payne with his oddly medical BDSM, and Bloods with your, give in to incest, technically.
Super specific fetish, but
oddly enough, there's a series out there, I can't remember of the name, where, the whole series was just, brother and sister banging each other, and it turns out their parents are actually brother and sister.
I don't know.
Other than that part, actually, the whole storyline was actually pretty good. Good luck trying to find that. I was
gonna say hentai where brother and sister bang, but mom and dad are sister who bang.
Yeah, I'm still for the life of me.
There are 10,000 results. Fuck.
For the life of me, I really want to try to find this other hentai. It was like, think what's that VR anime?
Sword Art.
Yeah, it's like sword art, but they don't get stuck. But they can feel everything, and then they come out of it. But they mostly do it in the VR, and they eventually marry, and then whatever. I'm still trying to find this certain one.
I know that. I can't think of the fucking name.
That's
Actually, that's a good one
That
though.
was a good
That
one.
one's actually really cute. Actually, if I'm being honest. Because they're like, oh yeah, we love each other so much in VR, and then I think
they eventually meet.
I think they either they plan to meet up, or they like realize like, oh shit, this is like the person I do it all the time in VR with, and then they just
No, they actually started. They actually started dating, but they mostly do it in.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. I
And they
remember.
they kept going back and forth, and eventually they marry, and then they had their kid. Eventually joins in the VR world because like, wait, hold on. Because he had to put a like a weird parental block.
Parental guide or block
but they forgot to do it because they're still on the same account.
Yeah.
I want to find that so bad.
Yeah, I kind of want to find that too.
But I can't remember it. But anyway,
point being.
So I know yesterday I recorded. This probably won't be by the time you. Yesterday I recorded my in between episode, saying think about YouTube channel. So as of Sunday, I went out and bought the camera. Matt just found out.
Yeah, I just found out.
So I kind of want to do a YouTube video, because originally I was going to do it for, doing my XR20, which is a beat machine, and just record me doing that and whatnot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, because I know we talked about it before, actually doing a live version of this.
Obviously, there's things that we couldn't do.
Yeah. But yeah. So I haven't set up. It's busy charging right now, so I didn't have really much time to play around with it. Because I know I looked at the reviews. They said it's not much of a wide angle. I don't know how much, space considered down here.
Yeah,
is. So
cameras are not something I've dabbled in for a very long time.
So I'll let you guys know. I'll let Matt know on that. See what that's like.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited because I feel like you really miss some of the comedy when both of us just lose our shit and start laughing.
Because I also want to do reaction videos, because I guess that's a fucking thing.
Don't stoop to that low level.
Why not?
Entertainment.
Why not?
You're better than that.
I also want to do the chip challenge. Have you ever had one of those?
I don't know the chip challenge.
No. I mean, it's that weird chip that you find at the grocery stores. It's like one hot ass chip.
Oh, that fucking thing.
I want to try one of those. You're not good with hot things?
Nope, not good at all.
That, and I also wanted, until J-List relaxes, or I think it's just Japan's postal system, until that relaxes, I'm not paying $30 for DHL.
No.
Because I want to do I guess taste testing of their snack box, J-List snack box, because it's been forever since I did that.
Yeah. I think that could be fun.
But yeah, until that relaxes, look for that. But yeah, once again, thanks for listening. Today is TLC night.
Yep.
I can't wait for that. Like I said earlier, last night, I think this is the night Charlotte Flair comes back.
I think so.
I'm hoping, because Lana, I don't know why they took out Lana. I really fucking don't. I really don't.
Whatever.
But yeah. Once again, thanks for listening. I'm Jarrett.
I'm Matt.